Welcome back everyone to another episode on Ang's channel. Today, another stock review. We're back on the stock review. Today we'll be looking at one of the so-called financial sector company that I own in my current portfolio. And you can actually observe that right now is actually 6th of February and the stock market has experienced certain amount of pullbacks and corrections. And most people are freaked out because you can see that 4% decline on Microsoft and then 1% for Nvidia, as well as furthermore down for our Adobe as well as Duolingo stocks. So today we'll be looking at IBKR, which is one of the brokers, one of the most famous brokers out there. It's going to be the Interactive Brokers, and this is one of the stocks that I own in partially small amounts, but also it actually has been one of the winning stocks that I have been holding. So without further ado, let's get right into the review of IBKR. So first of all, we'll be looking at the revenue, which is the financial status of the company, IBKR. So right now, the revenue itself is actually in a growing trend for around 10 plus years already. So the performance of the revenue of this company is significantly increasing and also reaching all-time highs. As for their net income, it's also in the same form whereby it continues to earn more profits from whatever they are doing, as well as from their revenue in the same trend of increasing. While as for their free cash flow of IBKR, it's also in a phase whereby they are in an increasing form. They do have a decrease of cash flow during the 2020 until 2022, and then they start to regain its cash flow back and create all-time highs, signifying the operations is creating generation of money for their company. So over here we can observe the profit margin of this company is actually increasing significantly and staying at the level of currently is at 16 or 15% of the profit margin. As for their total assets, we have increasing amount, leaving at right now is around 203 billion, whereas the total liabilities is around 182 billions. So the assets is actually greater than their liabilities. As for their net cash, it's also in the form of increasing, as well as it has positive cash flow, meaning that they have currently holding more cash than their current debts. So looking at the ratios right now, the PE ratios is at 31, so it's also considered quite expensive, but at the range of okay. So the debt to equity ratio is actually at 1.2, so it's actually quite concerning, but consider that it has more assets than liabilities, it actually covers up. As for their current ratios, it's actually above 1. ROE is in an increasing form, staying above 15%, whereas the ROIC is actually sitting around previously at 12%, but then right now it's just decreased down to lower than 10%, which is something that I should be concerned about. So overall, this company provides a great income generations as well as its strength being shown, whereby it will always shows increasing trends in terms of their ROE as well as their positive cash flow, be having the company that's being in terms of low debts and holding more cash, and the cash flow is just increasing significantly year on year, and then resulting in a more better profits generations from this company. So basically, Interactive Brokers, the revenue stream is actually what they do is they are a broker whereby they allow people to buy stocks and so on. So basically, it's interest earned on client cash balance, so margin loans and so on. And second of all is the commission for their trading related. So basically, it's the fees from the trades are executed by their clients or users from stocks, option, futures, and forex, and so on. And other fees, including their datas, their account activities, service charges, as well as platform related fees, and so on. So basically, they are brokers. They earn from the fees that they provide services to their clients. And also for the strengths of IBKR is they have sophisticated trading platforms, including their desktops, their mobile APIs and apps. It's actually one of the most popular and famous brokers being used around the world, due to the fact they have a very wide range of currency as well as wide range of products, allowing the clients to choose in terms of trading as well as investment. And also Second of all, the strength is going to be their competitive pricing. So they have the lowest trading fees, around like $1 per trade. So it's actually more cheaper than MooMoo or Weibo that existing in Malaysia. But then you have to consider the fact of security, whereby IBKR is not being approved by SC in Malaysia, whereas but IBKR is a well-known long-term company that has already been existed, has already been used by most of the traders and investors around the world. But there are still some of the people that were willing to diversify their portfolios by using both combination of brokers, for example, IBKR and MooMoo, which I'm currently using right now, just for the sake of sanity. They also have strong financial performance as we observe. As for the weaknesses of IBKR, it's actually dependence on interest rates. So if interest rate rose, their net income can drop significantly due to the fact they have margin loans and so on. So they also have competitive, for example, with Charles Schwab or Robinhood, as well as other brokers which also provide significant services for their clients, and also meets different clients' needs and depends on the situation. But overall, I do think that IBKR is one of the top brokers that is going to stay there for a very long time, at least for the next 50 or even 80 years, uh, due to the fact they have great reputations as well as a very good and competitive price in terms of their fees. And one of the weaknesses is going to be their platform complexity, whereby I heard a lot of users feedback that IBK is actually very hard to use due to its so-called very advanced platform as well as APIs. So it can be kind of hard to use, especially for beginners and especially for me when I start using IBKR the first time. I was actually quite confused about the trigger and the executions. So it can be kind of hard in terms for the use of beginners. In terms of their mode, it's considered as narrow but strong for IBKR on this company, whereby they still have a lot of advantages because of their economic of scales. So they have massive infrastructure and technology spread, fixed costs over growing client base. They have increasing clients, whereas they provide greater service and attracts more people. They also have cost leaderships, whereby, as I mentioned, they provide low fees that attracts a lot of traders, a lot of investors. They are trying to find a way to trade with lower fees and lower costs in order to fasten their growth of their portfolios. And also they have global access and breadth of products. So they'll be able to trade across different markets, such as the stocks. They provide option tradings, forex, bonds, crypto, and so on. So they provide wide variety of products that attracts a wide range of clients. And also based on the data given, as we mentioned, the IBKR does not actually inherit a very strong economic wide mode. So for Guru Focus giving a 7, narrow to strong, most of them give narrow, moderate. So GPT given a 7.5, which is also quite acceptable. So the fact that I actually owned this stock previously is due to the fact the current situation that I bought previously is that IBKR is in a state of strong economic mode score, but also driven by the fact that it able to provide increasing revenue as well as increasing net profits with more cash and increasing cash flow growth as well as increasing ROE actually makes me feel comfortable on holding this company, whereas IBKR Interactive Brokers is also one of the companies that I do think that in the long run it will still have more growth in terms of their clients, in terms of brokers, in more growth, and also have more people to use their services. Especially one of the things that is going to be their reputable name, their reputable brand, as well as the low cost fees that they provide, which actually attracts most of the investors to change brokers to IBKR and use their services for investment as well as for trading. So that's all for today's stock review. IBKR is actually one of a great company that I own, and I'm willingly to hold it longer in a long term, and also perhaps to add more in the future trading events. But right now, I'm actually sitting on other plans, for example, to DCA my Adobe as well as Duolingo, as well as to create and add starts to put in money into company, for example, the Microsoft, and then start to build my own Magnificent Sevens in my portfolio. But currently, IBKR is also one of my top picks. So I will continuously hold this company in the long run. But just bear in mind that this is not a financial advice. Please do your research as well as due diligence before you put your money in any investments. So just go and learn about this company before you actually make your decisions. So this is just my take that I actually love IBKR due to the data that I go through. So for your sake, please do your research before make any money decisions. So I guess that is all for today's videos on review for IBKR Interactive Brokers. And for me, it's a great company with great track records in terms of the increasing revenue and net income. So I guess I will hold this company as for now. And also it has been one of the winning stocks right now because I bought it during the crash of the April tariff Trump of 2.0. So it has been a winning investment right now, but I'm not considered to sell it any sooner. But I guess that's all, and I'll see you guys on the next one.